I'm not going to do the finger point either.
Don't do the finger point.
You said that you listened to lots of different types of music and experimented, even though you weren't going to release it, that kind of thing. Do you think it's important for you guys to like flex your muscles that way as a band?
I think so. I think it's if you do something every single day, whatever you do in life, like it's eventually going to get kind of boring if you just do the same thing over and over again. And again, going back to Neil Avron, I think one of the great things about working with him was he was like, right, day one, to me at least, I don't know if he said this to you guys, but he was like, go off and listen to go find me 5 new artists that you love and tell me why you love them, and whether it be guitar tones, drum sounds, vocal sounds, harmonies, whatever. And it was just like, I went off and listened to music I'd never even really bothered listening to before, and it made me want to be slightly
he was getting you
better
to listen to like Prince and stuff.
Yeah, like just weird stuff to like kind of, and I'd never listened to Prince. I know it might be quite a bad thing to say, but yeah, I'd never listened to that sort of stuff, and I think we all needed that. I think we all need that sort of injection of kind of creativity back into our band. So
the connection I had with them as well was just like.
You like that, boy?
Yeah, thanks. I had a bit of a frog in my throat. No, the thing I enjoyed was like he let us kind of take risks, and I think music's like all about taking a risk, because that's how you develop and that's how you find new sounds and where your band could potentially go. And I don't think we've really ever had that before, and he was urging me, especially in guitar sounds, he's like, that's not weird enough. I want to go weirder than that. And
yeah, he never made it feel like there was a time constraint on recording, did he? It was never like, we were never looking at the time, like, oh, what time is it or what day is it? It was just like, just make the record and we'll figure all that other stuff out. So it's very liberating.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
And we haven't even released it.
On the last record, there were a few collaborations.
Yeah.
Are there any this time?
No.
Zero.
Just you guys?
Just us, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
Just doing what we do.
That's great. And touring. We are touring in the US right now.
Yep.
And then you're going to play with 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you're going to tour with my favorite band, Paramore.
Yep.
Yep.
So my question is, when you tour with such big bands like 30 Seconds to Mars and Paramore that have like distinct fan bases, how does that feel as like the opening act to play to a 30 Seconds to Mars audience or a Paramore crowd? Like, how are they different?
We haven't played with 30 Seconds to Mars too many times, but we've played with Paramore quite a few, and they've got awesome fans. Like, they're really receptive. Like, there's certain bands which we've toured with in the past, won't name any names, but sort of you turn up to their shows and because they're sort of like a cult band, no one really wants to hear like the opening act, and they're sort of like, whatever. Bring on whoever the band is. You know who I know who I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
We'll tell you later. We're not fans. But yeah, in terms of Paramore, like the fans are just really up for just like having a good night and getting into new music. And
I think we share quite a few of the same fans as well.
Yeah,
like,
especially in the UK. Like,
but we're going to Australia with Paramore, and like we do quite well there anyway. So it's like, I'm sure there'll be kids that'll be like, oh my god, Unisix and Paramore on the same venue sort of thing. But 36 to Mars, I have no idea how it's going to go. I think it's going to be great because big venues. That's all, you know. Especially in Europe, it's giving us like a platform to sort of reach out to new fans. So
playing to people have never heard of our band before, so I think we've just got to go out there and do what we normally do and have a good time.
I think their fan base, what's it called, the Echelon.
They're very passionate fans.
Very passionate. I'm looking forward to meeting them and sort of like, playing for them and seeing how they...
I'd be like, look, 36 Mars are good, but we're even better.
Jared Leto, who's that?
Seeing how they receive us, it should be fun.
That's awesome. And what's the expectation for building a relationship with those bands that you tour with? Like, you become friends with them?
Well, we're already pretty tight at Paramore, but 36 to Mars, I think we've met maybe once or twice.
Yeah, we
met too many times.
I'm in Portugal once, and we played with them in Ireland.
Yeah.
And we've said hello to them and met them all a few times. The thing is, we're sort of like, we're a much younger band though, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that they're old, but obviously the age difference is
you don't want to really run in there and be like, hi, I want to be best mates with you. You just kind of, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
we're the young 20-year-olds who are really excited to be on tour still, and they're probably like, I've got families and that. So we can't really...
They probably hear loud noise coming out of our dressing room and think, for God's sake, keep it down.
They're probably doing yoga or something.
Trying to get in our zen before we play.
Yoga, and we're all just like, get the beers in or something, I don't know.
So we have a new album, a US tour, and then those 2 tours. So what's the next chapter going to be like for you guys?
In terms of America, I guess we're going to try and come back in spring, to do the tour
Just have the album out as well, like push the album. Like it's the first time we're gonna properly have a label out here. And
they're actually gonna do something because Virgin did nothing wherever they are.
Yeah, we barely like released our first 3 albums, and so this is gonna be the first one that's gonna have a proper release, and you know we're gonna promote it, which is a new thing for us in America.
We never done stuff like this,
yeah, we just want to spend a bit more time here, you know, especially after recording 2 albums here now. I feel like it is pretty much our second home. So for us, we want to just spend a lot more time over here and introduce our music to new people.
Especially LA, after we lived here so much. We sort of, we were here yesterday and we were like, oh, should we go back to the house?
Yeah, go back to
the house. Then we found out it's haunted though.
It's haunted.
The gaff up.
Yeah, we found out it's a haunted house.
Yeah.
Did you see any ghosts?
We got some strange stories though.
Weird stories, very weird.
Don't want to spook out your viewers though.
Did they? Well, maybe they made the album better.
I think that's why our album is scarily good.